Almost 7 miles beneath the surface of the Pacific Ocean, there is a place where sunlight has never reached. No sunrise, no sunset, no familiar sound, just freezing darkness and enough pressure to crush a human body. But here's the part that should make you stop and think. Something is alive down there. In one of the most extreme environments on Earth, life has found a way to survive. So what is really hiding at the bottom of the Mariana Trench? Is it some creature we've never seen? A world completely different from our own? Or is the truth even more fascinating? Because the darkest secret of the Mariana Trench may not be what scientists have discovered. It may be what they still haven't found. Deep beneath the western Pacific lies a massive scar in Earth's crust. It's called the Mariana Trench, and at its deepest known point, the Challenger Deep, the seafloor sits nearly 11,000 meters below the ocean's surface. To understand just how deep that is, imagine taking Mount Everest and placing it inside the trench. The entire mountain would disappear beneath the water. And yet, this isn't simply a hole in the ocean. It is an entirely different world. A world where the rules of survival change the deeper you go. As you descend into the ocean, the sunlight begins to fade, a little more with every meter. Then, eventually, the light disappears completely. No blue water, no glowing surface above you, no horizon. Just darkness. And the Mariana Trench lies far below this sunless zone. Down there, plants can't simply grow toward the sunlight. There are no underwater forests, no fields of seaweed stretching across the seafloor. Instead, the deep ocean depends heavily on material drifting down from above. Tiny particles, organic matter, the remains of organisms from the world above. They slowly sink through the darkness, like invisible snow falling toward the bottom of the planet. And for some deep-sea organisms, that falling material is food. But food isn't the only problem, because the deeper you go, the pressure becomes almost unimaginable. At the surface, we barely notice the weight of the atmosphere pressing against us, but descend into the deep ocean, and water begins pushing from every direction. At the Challenger Deep, the pressure can reach roughly 1,000 times the pressure we experience at sea level. Think about that. Nearly 7 miles of water pressing down from above. For humans, this environment is deadly. You can't simply put on a diving suit and swim to the bottom. Even reaching the deepest parts of the trench requires specially engineered submersibles and robotic systems. Every component has to survive an environment that seems almost hostile to technology itself. And yet, while humans struggle to reach this world, some organisms have made it their home. This is where the Mariana Trench becomes truly mysterious. Because despite the darkness, despite the cold, despite the crushing pressure, life exists. Scientists have found microorganisms and deep-sea animals capable of surviving conditions that would be devastating to most life near the surface. Their bodies have adapted to an environment we would consider almost impossible. Some survive on incredibly limited food. Others are highly sensitive to movement and changes in their surroundings. And some organisms are so different from the creatures we know at the surface, they force scientists to rethink where the boundaries of life really are. Because perhaps life doesn't need a comfortable environment. Perhaps it only needs a way to adapt. But there's something important we often forget. The Mariana Trench isn't just deep. It's incredibly difficult to explore. A person can't simply dive down and look around. The darkness makes visibility almost non-existent. The pressure threatens equipment. And every mission requires highly specialized technology. So scientists rely on submersibles, remotely operated vehicles, cameras, sensors, and sampling equipment. And every time we send something into this darkness, we have the chance to discover something new. A strange organism, an unexpected chemical process, a geological clue, or evidence that changes what we thought we knew about life in extreme environments. And that's what makes the trench so fascinating. The deeper we explore, the more questions appear. Over the years, the Mariana Trench has inspired plenty of stories. Sea monsters, unidentified creatures, lost civilizations, hidden worlds. But there is no credible scientific evidence for a giant monster or a secret civilization living at the bottom of the trench. And honestly, we don't need fictional monsters to make this place mysterious. The real mystery is much bigger. We don't know everything that's down there. The deep ocean contains environments that are incredibly difficult to study. And every expedition adds another small piece to a much larger puzzle. There could be organisms we haven't documented. And this is where the Mariana Trench becomes more than just the deepest place on Earth. It becomes a lesson about life itself. If organisms can survive under enormous pressure, in freezing darkness, with limited food, then what does that tell us about the potential for life in other extreme environments? Scientists studying life in Earth's most hostile places only studying our oceans, they're also learning about the limits of biology. And perhaps one day, those discoveries could help us understand whether life might exist in extreme environments beyond Earth. The bottom of the Mariana Trench may be dark, but what we learn there could help illuminate some of the biggest questions in science. So, what is the dark secret of the Mariana Trench? It's not a monster. It's not a lost city. And it's not a science fiction mystery. The real secret is far more extraordinary. Nearly 7 miles beneath the ocean's surface, in complete darkness and under crushing pressure, life has found a way to survive. And the most fascinating part is that we still don't know how much remains hidden. We have explored the surface of Mars. We photographed distant galaxies. We've sent machines deep into space. Yet beneath our own oceans, there are still places that feel almost alien. The Mariana Trench reminds us of something humbling. We haven't finished exploring Earth, not even close. Because beneath the waves, there are worlds that have existed in darkness for millions of years, completely hidden from the human eye. And somewhere in that darkness, there may still be discoveries waiting for us. So perhaps the greatest secret of the Mariana Trench isn't what we found. It's what we haven't. Because some of Earth's greatest mysteries aren't above us in the stars. They're waiting below us, in the darkness. This is Earth Untold.